Welcome aboard 2025. The slate is squeaky clean, the possibilities are endless, and your travel bucket list is calling louder than ever. Forget the usual, I'll eat healthier or I'll go to the gym resolutions. This year could be about exploring new destinations, diving into thrilling experiences, and collecting stories you can tell for years. Looking back at travel trends, we know the best trips happen in hidden gems still flying under the radar. To uncover 2025's next must-visit spots, we spoke to a travel expert who gave us the scoop on the next hot travel destinations. These spots are so good, you'll want to pack your bags before you finish watching this episode. But before that, we're also helping you pack your bags in style. Yep, adventure never looked this good. When it comes to curating bespoke luxury travel, Victor Dizon, or Binky of A2A Safari, is the name to know. As a travel expert specializing in indulgent, one-of-a-kind adventures, he has an eye for uncovering the world's most exclusive destinations. For 2025, Victor's got the scoop on the hottest, most exclusive destinations. But before we move ahead, let's take a look back.
Okay, so Binky, let's talk about what happened in 2024 in terms of travel. Can you give us like a little brief on what happened, what transpired last year?
People continued to travel, and I think there were a couple of trends I noticed. One was people are now planning further ahead, which is great for bespoke travel companies like ours, because Asians are notorious for being last-minute planners.
Yes.
So I think now people are realizing I want to go to a far-flung, fairly esoteric place, and to get the best out of that experience, I should plan as far ahead as I reasonably can. The other thing we noticed, people are now staying longer in one place. They may stay in the same country, but rather than say, okay, we'll do 3 countries in a week, we'll do like one country for 10 or 12 days, and we'll really do a deep dive and really explore and understand that country.
Because I grew up, with my mother traveling. We have to be like one place, the next day,
next
something else. It's always that way. So growing up, that was how it was for me. Now when I travel, I like to stay as long as I can in a place because I don't feel like I've learned a lot.
Correct,
as I stay.
The other factor I think is people are now continuing to spend more on their trips. When we look at stats, how much people spend per day or per trip, it's increased even more than 23, which is already an increase from pre-pandemic levels.
Wow.
I think they're more willing to add on experiences, you're right. There's this really cool experience, but we have to do a day, you might have to rent a helicopter to get there. Is that something you'd be open? They're like, yeah. What we're expecting to see in 2025, maybe a few key themes sort of stand out for us. One is this term in the industry we call set jetting, which is when there are a couple of blockbuster movies coming out which are set in fairly unique places. For example, there's the Paddington in Peru movie. The Paddington Bear, very popular, especially among the younger ones.
Yes.
That's set in Peru. There's Mufasa, that's again set in Kenya and Tanzania and East Africa. So what we've seen in the industry is when there are these iconic blockbuster movies that will become big hits, you see an upsurge in interest in that destination and people wanting to travel there. Another theme we're continuing, which we think we'll continuing to see next year, is this whole concept of people going to beautiful natural areas but have degraded over time for whatever various reasons. And many conservationists and industries or companies have put, invested money, time, and effort to bring back the natural habitat, the flora and the fauna in the place, and then alongside that, build, nice, accommodations to give you really an enhanced experience. I think people really now have placed a different value on experiences, And so, with that in mind, I think, maybe just pure luxury, if it's a city luxury stay, maybe that can get affected. But the trips we do, which I would really categorize as more, luxury experiential travel, I think, especially when there's whether it's with your parents, your children, your siblings, your friends, I think the people who have spent on that, or I look at it as an invested in that, because it's an investment in yourself and in your family. When you see what the rewards are, which are again non-monetary, non-tangible, I think you really, I think people are willing to keep doing that, notwithstanding whatever economic softness there may be.
I do agree with that. I would rather spend my money on travel.
Travel has now become an investment. It's really about experiences, the kind you can't put a price on. Those remember when stories you can talk about for years. But here's another thing we learned. Nobody wants to go where everyone is going. Some travelers are over the big tourist traps. Some of them want something different, something more unique and more special. That is exactly what A2A Safari is all about. When it was founded, Binky wasn't looking to book cookie-cutter trips. It was also born out of passion for the off-the-beaten-path destinations.
We started our company way back actually in 2002. At that time, we were the first company in Asia to focus exclusively on arranging bespoke luxury safaris to Africa. And I think that was born out of our passion. I'd been traveling to Africa many years before that, but I felt there were hardly any travelers from Asia there. And I think mainly because they had the wrong impression about Africa. And our goal was to educate the market about it and introduce that concept of, an adventurous but luxurious travel experience.
Since Binky knew more about those hidden gems, we had to ask him what his recommendations were. What are the unique off-the-beaten-path destinations we need to know about for 2025? For families, solo travelers, friends, honeymooners, and anyone in between. First on his list, Namibia. Now, if Namibia wasn't on your radar, Binky says it offers unparalleled experiences. Often overshadowed by classic safari destinations, its unique landscape and desert wildlife remain a hidden gem for those seeking adventure and solitude.
So I think what Namibia has to offer are unique landscapes, which are more desert, unique geological formations that you don't have anywhere else in sort of sub-Saharan Africa. And the activities are really very different. No, you can do sandboarding, quad biking in the dunes, looking at rock formations. And I was just, I've been there a couple of times. I was there recently with my own family. It was the first time I took my kids, and it really amazed me that my kids, had the time of their life. I would even argue more than on regular safaris. So I think it's really, and we've been sending more families there. It's really a fantastic sort of family destination. By and large, 90%, you're really just looking at land. But actually, that's the cool thing. So you're there in this desert, and then suddenly you see two antelopes walking. Like, whoa, where did these guys come from? And they have giraffes there. Not many, but again, when you see it in this landscape,
but you're not there for the wildlife.
Exactly. So when you see it, it's like a bonus. It's like, wow, where did this guy come from? It's like, it's kind of like in Patagonia. When you're there and you see wildlife, it's like, oh wow, I saw this or I saw that.
Next on the list, think ancient ruins, vibrant culture, and food. It's Peru. More than the iconic Incan ruins and the breathtaking Andes Mountains of Machu Picchu, Binky has a more unique recommendation than the usual postcard spots.
What's been happening in Peru now is there are newer parts of the country that are opening up to sort of tourism. For instance, the southern part of Peru, which is centered around a city called Arequipa, that's, I guess, up and coming. Arequipa is known as the White City. It's built mainly out of this white volcanic sandstone because it's at the foot of 3 volcanoes. And nearby, it's the gateway to this place called the Colca Canyon, which is the deepest canyon in the world. It's twice as deep as the Grand Canyon. It's about 2 kilometers deep. You've got all kinds of adventure things you can do there, and they've set up a lot of new lodging. There's a new place there called Pukuyo, which is run like a safari camp, a very luxurious camp where you stay there, and it's the best place to see these condors, the biggest flying birds in South America.
Last on the list, it's Madhya Pradesh, known as the Tiger State of India. It's also still under the radar for most travelers, so this will be discovering a true hidden gem.
India, or I guess Asia, is a sort of newer destination or area for us because we wanted to focus on areas that we felt were unique.
And honestly, who wouldn't want to say I went on safari in India? Alongside these adventure-packed destinations, there's still luxury. It's the best of both worlds. Beautiful lodging, gourmet meals, tracking wildlife, and exploring remote places comfortably. It's adventures married to luxury. But here is the interesting part. This strand, it's actually nothing new.
If you really think about this whole concept of luxury adventures, which on the face of it seem to be sort of somewhat contradictory. If you really look back, the whole industry started actually in the late 1800s, early 1900s. It actually started in Africa because for me, the original luxury adventure was the original safaris that the whole British explorers used to do.
Yes.
And at that time, I guess there was not tourism, there was hunting, which thankfully we don't have, or very little of it left today. But what you had was these well-to-do, affluent hunters who were also explorers in the true sense of the word, wanting to see and experience new things, which was what Africa was in the 1900s. But they also wanted to have all their comforts.
True.
So
Yes.
you look back at the old photos from 100 years ago, you've got these huge, beautiful tents, and then they would serve them on fine china and fine silverware, and they would literally bring champagne and wine, and back then literally they had hundreds of porters carrying all of that. They would come in with their Louis Vuitton trunk. So that was really the origin of this whole luxury adventure industry. It's over, I would dare say, 100 plus years old. So
actually thinking about it that way, yeah.
yeah, so what we actually have today is just a sort of a modern continuation of that. Sure, we're hitting new areas, breaking ground in new areas, but that same ethos is still there.
Yes.
Binky's passion for travel is contagious. After all this talk about incredible destinations, I don't know about you, but I was so ready to pack my bags. Today, travel isn't just about where you're going. It's about experiences you make along the way, discovering new cultures, creating memories with loved ones, and yes, even mixing a little luxury with adventure. It's about how it transforms you and the stories you bring back to tell that stays with you forever. Speaking of stories, here is a storied piece of luxury that has carried the dreams and treasures of travelers for generations.
So this is how I would romanticize travel. This to me is the OG of luxury travel because of the craftsmanship of this trunk. This is the Louis Vuitton trunk that was made in the beginning of the 1900s. So imagine yourself in a steamship going someplace like Europe and then traveling with royalties and nobility.
It's a 1903 Vuitton trunk, which has a lot of history in it, and it's documented, and it has the date stamp inside with everything, and it's in very good condition. It was owned by a duchess of Italy, and they traveled on steamships during that time. So every time she traveled with this trunk, they went on the Cunard, they went to the different ship liners during that time to do the cross-Atlantic voyage. And then this one inside has the date stamp.
No one's putting coffee on top of this if it was mine.
We can put there's a glass top.
Yes. Wow. Oh, wow. In such great condition. 1903. So this is where you put the
clothes are here, like with the luggage, and then the accessories are there, and then here for the underwears and everything.
Wow. And I can imagine like just where the Duchess has traveled and who it went to afterwards and how it got here to the Philippines. I love that story.
It's 1.7 million. It's valued more than that when you bring it to auction houses.
Yes. So it's an investment piece as well.
It's an investment piece. It's something that I'm not sure I'm able to let go.
So if someone comes here and buys it, you're just gonna be like, wait a minute. I don't know if it's for sale.
As we look ahead to new adventures, pieces like this reminds us that the spirit of travel is as much about the stories we create as the places we go. Whether it's a high-tech carry-on baggage or heritage trunk, every journey adds another chapter to its tale. Packing your bags is the first step to any adventure, so why not do it in style? It's also more than just about looking good. It's about being prepared, polished, and ready for wherever your trip takes you. So, how do you choose the perfect piece that'll keep you stylish while you're on the go? To make sure we're packing smart, we caught up with fashion stylist Sydney Yap to ask him on tips on how to build the ultimate travel wardrobe.
I kind of think of a color palette or a fashion story. For example, if I'm going to the beach, I'll kind of do either a tropical or say nautical theme. If I'm going to somewhere cold, I'm gonna think already all grays and blacks, or if I want to do all neutral. The way to go about this is that you build kind of a capsule collection. So technically everything should work. So if everything is earth tones, everything's gonna work together. If everything is pastel, everything is gonna go well together. Something like that. And then you always think of something to highlight. Even if you're just in the airport, you still don't want to look drab, and you want people to still look at you and think, wow, what a fabulous person. There's always a focal point.
Yeah, because it's one of the things that we consider when we're traveling. We want to look, put together still.
But
and
also
be
comfortable.
And pack lightly, like that, lighter at least, because that's what my husband tells me, light packing. But I just can't do it.
Yeah, you need space to buy stuff.
Exactly.
Just in time for 2025 travels, Max Mara recently launched the Olympia jacket. This jacket is made of lightweight camel hair, making it the perfect blend of comfort and elegance. Its timeless double-breasted style not only catches the eye, but brings a sense of sophistication to any trip. With its broad shoulders and oversized straight silhouette, it's a statement piece that's easy to mix and match, whether you're catching a flight or stepping into the next adventure.
You can totally wear it with so many different things. Like this coat, you can wear it with just a t-shirt, jeans and sneakers. You can also pair it with a nice slip dress under. You can wear it with a chunky sweater, leather skirt, and boots.
Wow.
Founded in 1951 by Achille Maramotti, Max Mara is all about timeless luxury. It's known for its versatile pieces that mix and match, and unmistakable Italian craftsmanship. But here's the thing, they don't shout about it. There's no fancy logo screaming. It's quiet luxury. You might have seen that perfectly tailored camel coat. That's a Max Mara icon piece. Like the iconic Teddy coat, which has made a major comeback. This cozy chic piece is a must-have in a stylish travel wardrobe. Recently, we saw actress Lily Collins wearing a Max Mara teddy coat. It's clear why it's such a hit. The plush, soft texture combined with its oversized silhouette makes it the perfect piece for both comfort and style while on the go.
I love how it makes me feel. It's an oversized coat, but I feel so glamorous.
Yeah, you can wear something high street inside, and when you put this on, you're like
immediately
$1 million.
$1 million look. I love this look. I would travel in this.
Since we're talking about travel wear, let's shine a spotlight on a Filipino designer who has redefined the art of dressing for travel. Rosana Ocampo releases her anticipated annual travel collection every year. Now fresh from the success of her showroom in Milan, Italy, Rosana is more inspired than ever, channeling the energy and global recognition of her fashion brand into bold new creations.
When you started the concept, were people telling you it's a tropical country?
They thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was crazy, and everybody was like, why are you gonna do outerwear when we have no four seasons? And I said, well, because I'm sure, and I'm absolutely sure there are people like me who will travel no matter whether I live in a tropical and will want to look for those colder climates. And if no one's doing it, then that's gonna be me.
This travel line is for women who are unstoppable. As Rosana says, the jet-setter ladies who move through the world with confidence and elegance, whether they're navigating an airport or exploring a hidden beachside cafe.
There will always be people who will want to travel.
Yes.
And we don't have to wait until we go out of the Philippines to buy it, right? So aside from wanting to be known as a fun-loving brand, we also want it to be known as the jet-setters, right? The woman who doesn't want to stop.
The pieces in the collection reflect Rosana's vibrant and bold personality. It also combines effortless elegance with functionality, making every piece versatile as it is stylish.
I like to mix silhouettes, meaning if I'm wearing a really loose, oversized top now, which you'll really see a lot during this collection, we're trying to go for the oversized look, as you can see.
And I love it,
Yes, you know, it's a really
so forgiving as well.
Right, and it's an easy, understated way
but
to look
worn with
chic.
something so
Worn with something really slim, creates a longer silhouette. Here's an example of it. We stuck to rust, and this is, like I said, our first time to experiment with vegan suede.
Such a good color for
You know,
skin.
it's very forgiving, okay? Like, we wanted to...
Yes. And
So-
again, you mentioned you can, dress it up and down.
Totally.
You could also wear it.
I would wear it with a loose sweater even if I didn't want to be so partied out.
Boots as well for
Boots.
travel.
We, the team, fell in love, deeply in love with burgundy.
And I love the stitching as well.
Yes.
The
so
contrast is
for
so
me,
good.
this is our must-have.
Yes.
Oh, the cashmere jogger.
Yes.
That you were talking about much, which I feel will be really easy.
It's a must-have for me. Definitely.
Yes. You can also take this part out if you don't feel like wearing it, you know. Okay, so anyway, this is our version of the teddy, okay?
Yes.
So, what I was saying earlier, black is the last option I will always choose. It's just the safest color for me, and therefore I will not choose it. But, we're trying to reach further. We always get the request, why do you have it black? So finally, I'm listening, okay? But of course, there has to be a little bit of me in there. So there's the oversized
But it has to
buttons.
be, Rosana Ocampo with boom.
Exactly, with the silk gold paisley.
Oh, that is so nice.
You know? You know we like to party.
I love that one, yeah.
So here we are. This is our fringe dress in ombre. And then this is our signature bagatelle from last season that everybody loves so much.
Yes, I love that look, yes.
For the people who are more flirty and obviously more girly, they'll go for this over other things. Trying to cater to all of you, you know?
Yes, all different personalities.
your dress, something
Yes.
really structured on top,
Yes.
with a really big flattering skirt.
I love this. You can go to a buffet meal and
Can wear with flats, can wear with your leopard.
exactly, yeah. I
You
love
know,
that.
and
Yeah.
go straight to fall somewhere, throw on one of my jackets, you're set. The looks were made to complement each other
Yes.
seamlessly. All the colors.
So you're meant to party and travel.
Is there another way? I don't know.
For women who do it all and want to do it in style, Rosanna has created the ultimate passport to fashion-forward travel. This collection is about effortless elegance, clothes that work as hard as you do to make every moment picture perfect. Plus, the best part, these pieces transform seamlessly from sightseeing to sunset cocktails. And that's a wrap. It's up to you to make 2025 your golden ticket to explore new places and create epic memories. The world is far too big, and this year's travel destinations seem too exciting to settle for the same old spots. And alongside discovering new destinations is doing it with style and leaving with great stories to tell.